Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this fun wintry penguin nail design. So I'm starting off with this gel polish from Nail Order. It's the shade Black Ice and this neutral from Apres. I have been wanting to use this black gel polish with all of the gorgeous glitters in it. It's got like red and green and blue and silver sparkle in it. I've been wanting to use this ever since I got it in their Cozy Cabin collection about a month ago, and I knew I was going to be doing some sort of like wintry penguin nail design. I love penguins, they're the cutest little things, and I thought it was a great little idea for a winter nail design. So this has been on my mind for literally over a month, but there were other things that came up beforehand, other events like Thanksgiving and my birthday, where I wanted to do specific nail designs for those events, and I didn't want any of those three nail designs, like the Thanksgiving, my birthday, and this penguin design here, I didn't want any of them to kind of like lose their moment to shine by wanting to redo it. I wanted each of them to, have a great moment. I wanted to wear each of these sets for a decent amount of time. I think I wore my Thanksgiving set for about a week and a half. My birthday set was a little over 2 weeks, and then this one over here I'm going to be wearing for a little while as well. So even though I've been wanting to do this set for a long time and I kind of had the idea in mind for a while, I didn't get around to doing it until now because I really wanted each of my other sets to really, have their moment to shine, and I really wanted to enjoy wearing them for a while. So I'm finally getting to wear it now and do these now, and I'm really excited. I'm sorry about the weird glare in the sunlight. The sun was at an interesting angle as it was going down. So as soon as I cure these nails in the lamp, I actually do get up and close the window so that glare won't be there, but I didn't want to risk ruining my nails while they were wet. So I'll get that closed in a minute. The sun sets so quickly these days. I was doing this nail set at around 2 in the afternoon, and it just comes in at such an interesting angle. It like comes directly from the like behind me where I'm working, and it just always hits my desk at this angle during this time of the year, I guess. So I'll get that closed up in a minute. But do you see how stunning this Nail Order gel polish is? It's black, but it's got such gorgeous color and gorgeous reflection to it. I love it. I think it's one of their best sellers. It's super popular. I do love it. It's so beautiful, and I'm excited to finally be able to wear it. So as you saw, I was using a very thin, small detail brush to get around the edges. I really wanted to make sure that I got my application nicely. And then I'm going to be matte top coating my 2 neutral nails because we're going to be doing some nail art on them, and I do prefer to work on matte usually. So I did want to do a French nail on this hand, and when you're using like a sticker like this, which I strongly suggest and recommend if you struggle with doing French, especially on yourself. I mean, doing a French on myself is really hard. So having a sticker like this is great, and it sticks better to a matte top coat as opposed to like a shiny layer or even the like sticky layer of the gel itself, which is why I went in and top coated. It just sticks better, and you can see I'm using the thin small detail brush over here to kind of get around the edges. And after it cures, I am going to touch up the design a bit. You can see it kind of leaked around the edges, and it didn't come down all the way down to the sides like I wanted it to. So I'm just going, every time my hand kind of goes out of frame, I was just grabbing some gel polish from the bottle and just using it to kind of perfect the French. I have not done Frenches on myself. I think I've only ever done it once, maybe twice, because it's just so hard, and one of my issues is always doing my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand. It's much harder that way, and I've always just been nervous because like they'll never look the same. But I figured it was just one of those things that like, sure, I might be nervous about it, but like I'll never get better if I don't try. So I may as well practice on myself. It's just the best way to learn, is just to practice. And using these tiny micro swabs that I got off of Amazon with a little bit of alcohol to clean up the edges is a game changer. It just really helps, and they just get into the perfect little details, and then you can just fix up any mistakes. So I'm using this stamping plate here from Clear Jelly Stamper. It's this adorable little penguin plate. I've had this plate for about a year. I got it just at the end of last winter, so I didn't want to use it because it wasn't, winter, and I was doing a whole bunch of other seasonal designs. So it's literally been sitting and waiting for me to use it for just about a year. So I was very excited to finally get into it. And these little penguins are the cutest little things. There are so many of them. They're doing different things. They're wearing hats and scarves, earmuffs. Some of them have little like reindeer ears if you wanted to kind of get into that kind of like holiday spirit of it. And they're so adorable, and it was a really easy situation to stamp down. Sometimes the layered stamping can be a little bit complicated. It's hard to figure out exactly which designs go together. It's sometimes a little bit hard to line up all of the details together. But even though these penguins had like a lot of detail to them, so there was like the body and then his like his beak and his feet, and over here you can see I'm doing the outline of his body, and then it was a few different stamps for his cute little hat and scarf. It was a very simple design, and they kind of just all fit together really nicely, so I really enjoyed it. When I was first looking at the plate, I was a little bit overwhelmed because there were just so many different details to each image, but they worked out really well all together, and it was not too complicated, so I really liked it. And I wanted to give him a blue and red scarf. I mean, I think that those were kind of like similar colors to what was going on their like concept design sheet that comes with the stamping plates, but I wanted like this pop of blue and red, and because the glitters inside the gel polish, the black gel polish, there was like green and blue and red glitter in it, as you can see, I thought that it would really just pull the whole look together and just give the whole thing a very cohesive look. So here I am stamping down his adorable little hat, and he is just the cutest little guy. I love him. I think he is so cute. And I was thinking at first, sorry, the camera was having a bit of a hard time focusing. I think it was because of the sparkles. But at first I was like not sure how many penguins I wanted to do because there are so many of them and they're so cute. But I figured that like for the design like this, especially because I really did want this black gel polish to kind of be the star of the show a little bit, since it's so stunning, I figured that doing less would kind of be more in the end with this design. But because there was just a little bit of like emptiness, I decided to just stamp down some of these snowflakes rather than going in with an additional little penguin image. So here I stamped one down on this French nail over here, and I'm just going to stamp down a couple of these snowflakes on each of the nails, and then it just kind of brings the whole look together without taking away from the cute little penguin himself. So I am definitely going to be doing another penguin on my other hand, but I figured doing too many would just kind of maybe be a little too crowded. I don't know, that was just my idea, especially with the glittery gel polish. I thought it might be too much, so that's the design I decided to go with today, and I was in the mood for something a little simpler. My past few designs with my Thanksgiving and birthday nails, and if you haven't seen those, you can go check those out on my channel. Those were a little bit more elaborate. They had more stuff going on. They had rhinestones and gems and glitters, and I was just in the mood for something a little simpler. You know, sometimes after doing a bunch of stuff, something a little bit simple but still very elegant and dramatic, especially because of the black gel, is just something that I'm looking for, you know? It's always fun to have a lot of variety. I like changing up my nails a lot, and I'm not too particular on my style. I like changing it up and doing lots of different things. So now I am just top coating with the Beetles top gel, and I love this top coat. And I actually do have an affiliate code with Beetles, so if you do shop on their website, then you can use my code watermelonlemon, and you can get, I believe it's 35% off on their website. That is an affiliated code, so if you use that, please be mindful. And if you do, I thank you so much. Moving on, I already painted up the rest of my nails over here because I figured it was just the same colors. There wasn't anything too interesting, but I decided to like keep showing you the art as well. So as you can see, I struggled a bit getting the French sticker down on my nail, and I think that's the biggest issue because these French stickers are really great, especially if you struggle a bit. And sorry, I was a bit ahead of camera because again, with French, it's so hard sometimes. You just really, for me specifically, I just want to get my face so close up to my nail so I can actually see what I'm doing. And I do kind of mess up a bit here, but I figured it was important to show in the video that, you know, especially when you're doing your non-dominant hand, sometimes things just don't work out the way you want to, but everything is fixable as long as you have patience and are willing to work with it. So as you saw, when I peeled off the French sticker, it was kind of a little bit messy, and I am just going to use my fine detail brush over here to perfect the French. And as is often the case when it comes to French, sometimes you go a little overboard, or at least I do, and you start fussing with it too much to the point that you've just messed it up. So I keep going and perfecting and trying to fix the curve, and then I just keep making it worse and worse and worse, until eventually I was just like, okay, enough is enough. Good enough is good enough. And I think that's something that sometimes, especially when you're doing art on yourself and using your non-dominant hand, to just be gentle with yourself and give yourself grace. It might not be perfect, but the more you do it, the better it'll get. And it's just one of those things where, like, if it's not perfect, it's fine. So this one doesn't end up perfect, and I end up stamping a snowflake on top of it, so it hides it a little bit. And you can always do something like that, but I wanted to show that struggling, especially with French and especially with your non-dominant hand, is totally normal, and sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself. I feel like I have to be perfect at it immediately, and I have this like almost like image, because I can like visualize myself doing something. I'm like, oh, I can see myself doing it. All I have to do is copy what I see in my brain, because I am like a visual learner, and it'll come out perfect. And then it doesn't come out exactly the way I wanted to on the first go. And then like I just get so discouraged, which is why like I literally have not done French on myself, because I know it won't come out as good as I expect it to. And I think that's something that we kind of have to be easy on ourselves with, and also be easy on other people. I see so much like negativity and stuff on comments and stuff on people's videos, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, where people are like, oh, you're not good enough. It's like, well, nobody's good enough on the first go, you know? And that's why I kind of wanted to keep this bit of my struggle here in the camera. As you can see, every time I go out of frame, sorry, I wish I would have caught that, but I'm just grabbing more gel polish on my brush so that I can fix the design. But be nice to people and be gentle. Nobody is perfect on their first go, and if you discourage someone or if you're rude to them while they're practicing or learning, they might give up completely, and then they'll never achieve what they want to. Or, you know, even if they decide not to listen to you, which you should never listen to negativity and people being rude to you for no reason, but it's discouraging and it's not productive. I am all for constructive criticism and constructive feedback if you are actually giving good advice. But if you're just telling someone that they're crap or that they are not good enough, that's just unhelpful and just not nice. And don't be that person. Don't be rude to people. Don't be unkind, because everyone is learning. Everyone is a beginner when they first start, you know? And I'm sure that if there was ever anything that you've ever struggled with in your life, whether it's with art or anything else, I'm sure you know that it's not good to get that kind of negative feedback when it's unproductive, because it just discourages you. So yeah, basically I just wanted to keep that in and kind of talk about that a little bit, because French is something that I really love. I do love the look of it, and I've been wanting to wear it more often, but I've always felt like I'm just not good enough. But then I decided, well, when are you ever going to be good enough if you never try? So I decided to struggle along with that and include you on my journey and just give that kind of pep talk for anyone who might be struggling with anything when it comes to anything. So as you can see now, I am stamping down another penguin. So this was not the same image, it was a different guy, but I did like the hat and the scarf, and I kind of wanted to keep a similar cohesive design between the two hands. I didn't want there to be too much drama. I kind of wanted them to almost look like maybe it's the same penguin, just like in a different position. So I did the same colors, and I really love how it all came out. I think that these little guys with their scarves and hats are just the cutest little things ever. And it just came out so adorable. And now I'm just going to finish off with doing more of those snowflakes. And as you can see, my French nail on this hand was not perfect, so I just decided to cover it up with a snowflake, and I think it worked out perfectly. So when it comes to things like this, you can always just throw in a rhinestone, throw in a sticker, and just hide your little mess a little bit if that's something that you want to do. And I was just kind of, you know, working around the placements and things, deciding how I wanted the snowflakes to sit. And that was basically it. That was the whole design. I really like how this came out. I'll show you, of course, the whole finished design in the end. But I was in the mood for something a little bit simple yet dramatic. And I think this was definitely the right call with this dark polish. I'm loving it. I keep looking at my fingers and I'm just like, this is the funnest gel polish ever. I am so excited that I finally got to use it, because like I said, it's been something that's been sitting on my mind for a while. I've been just waiting to put this design together, and I love how it came out. So I'm just going to finish off here with the rest of these snowflakes. They are so cute, and I did decide to do a little bit of a finish filing. You might have noticed that I went for an almond-shaped nail instead of a coffin like my usual design is. I decided that I really don't love how French looks on coffin. That's my own personal opinion. If you like it, go for it, but I wanted to do French, and I don't really love how it looks on a coffin shape, so I decided to go for something different and do an almond. And by the time I was finished with all designs, the nails were starting to be a little bit bulky around the edges, so I just wanted to give a bit of a finish file. And then I went in with this Cuticle Oil from ONYX Nail Pro. It's in the scent Winter Wonderland. It's been my favorite. I got a bunch of their cuticle oils from their advent calendar that they did with Glitter Mix Canada. I have an unboxing of that on my channel if you're interested, and it's been my favorite, and it was so perfect for the winter season, so I decided it would be great to top off this little wintry set with that cuticle oil. And here is the final set. So here are my cute little penguins. Let me know what you think of this set down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!